How we doing, YouTube? Stevie here. It is Friday the 28th. Sitting down here in Henderson, Kentucky at the Pratt, waiting to get unloaded. It's, what time is it? It's like 9 o'clock. My appointment is at 9:48. Isn't that interesting how they do that? My appointment when I was down here, was it Monday or Tuesday I came down here? I can't remember. Wednesday, somewhere. I don't remember when it was, but it was like 12:36. Oh, and the worst part is, I mean, it's interesting that they're that precise on their appointment times. But the interesting thing is you cannot check in more than 15 minutes ahead of your appointment time, and you do not want to be late, because if you miss it, it's trouble. You got to reschedule. It might be the next day. Not particularly good. Now the nice thing is they do have a big lot down here where you can overnight park. I didn't come down here last night because it looked like it might rain. And this lot is dirt. There is some gravel in it, but not a lot of gravel. And there are chuck holes, big chuck holes that look like a moonscape. So I didn't want to get down here if it was going to rain like holy you know what. And not a particularly good week this week at our. Didn't break 5,000 on the gross. One of those, or 200 of that, was it was kind of my fault, I think. Because I took one back to the yard because I was afraid I wasn't going to have enough time on the next day's load. But if I'd looked a little closer at it, well, it was actually the load that was coming down here was the next day's load. I had enough time to make that. I could have delivered it at Romeoville and then went to the yard to pick up that load coming down here. But I thought it was going to be close on time. But in actuality, it wasn't going to be that close. I had plenty of time. I could have made that delivery in Romeoville and made an extra 200. And then the load I'm taking back north is actually one that delivers an Elkhart on Monday morning. And I could have just taken that one home and delivered it on Monday morning, but then I wouldn't have had that revenue on this week and been on next week, and which wouldn't have. When he called and offered me that, he said, if you want, then you can just start on Monday and not have to start on Sunday. But I was like, yeah, but if I do that, then this 800 or whatever it would have been, 750, wouldn't be on till Monday. Where if I just drop it at the yard for 550 and then get a Evansville, it's 500 extra. Kinda. Actually, it's 800 extra. 700, whatever it pays to go down to Evansville, 750, I think. I don't know. So yeah, it's just it looks like that maybe the distiller grain's starting to pick up a little bit. I've seen there's 3 loads on the broker that I normally deal with has 3 loads, but they're for the end of this month yet. Yesterday, today, and Monday maybe. Or maybe it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I can't remember what the dates were on them now. But anyway, it was the last of this month. So we'll see when we get to next month how much distiller grain's moving around, and everything works right. I'll be done with these dry van loads. I was hoping to be done with them this month. Today, actually. But with the distillers not really running quite up to snuff yet, I don't really want to. I don't want to pull the pin on them because it's more money doing this than it is doing hopper work right now. By not a large amount, but a fair bit. Well, if that number can tighten up just a little bit, then that'll be good. And if, like I said, but if we get into May, it won't matter because June, and for sure June, but really even May, even if it's less money, I don't care. I'd rather be home every night and working on the homestead than setting out on the road here doing this stuff. Unless for some reason it's kind of weird. It isn't that the rate is so bad, because I've been running after they're cut. Yeah, after they're cut, pretty much everything has been over $2 a mile, or real close to it. So now I don't haul by the mile. These are all by the load. But when you figure it by the mile, the problem is that, like, before, when I worked here, I would run 5 of these Evansvilles a week. Well, now it's like 2 Evansville loops a week, Monday, Tuesday kind of a thing. And then they'll send me like to Evansville for a Wednesday, but then over to Ohio, so it'd be like 700 to Evansville on Wednesday, and then over to Ohio for a Thursday for 700-800, and then either back to Indiana for another 700 or so, 600. So it's that last 3 days of the week where they're really falling down on the job, and they have these loads going down to Evansville. They just haven't been giving them to me. They've been giving them to their friends, I think. But I shouldn't say it that way. They're just not giving them to me the last part of the week. They don't seem to be. But then I'm not one of their regular guys either, so I don't know, that's the whole thing. And then, opening day of baseball. That was yesterday. So what did we do? We went 2 for 3. We took the Yankees on the money line. We only played money line last night. I took the Yankees, I took the Phillies. Those 2 won. And where I messed up, I was 2 for 3. Where I messed up is I took Arizona over the Cubs. Now, I only bet that a half a unit, so I ended up being up a unit for the day. My goal is to be up a third of a unit every day of the month. So I was up a unit yesterday. So that part was good. The only issue was the Arizona game was a late game. And I didn't bet that game until it had already started. And usually I won't bet a live game until after the 3rd inning. And this was only after the 1st inning. And then I was tired and I went to bed. And I placed the bet before I went to bed. Well, if I wouldn't have been so lazy and stayed up for 2 more innings, then I would have bet the Cubs, because the Cubs are winning there. A lot of time on my live bets, one of the criteria is the team has to be winning after three innings. And I would have, actually, I wouldn't have betted at all, because the Arizona was favored. So 2 of my criteria for betting live games is the favored team has to be winning after 3 innings. There's other things that go into it as well, but we're almost done. God bless everybody. We'll talk in soon. Hope you have had a great week and have a great